thank you, Upstage, for bringing out the issues you have brought. My name is JOHN PAUL ONYEE. I am the town clerk for Anaka. Yeah, I'm obliged to give you responses over the issues you have been raising. I know that people have a lot of questions out there. We are in the center of handling so many things, but we have not had the opportunity to speak out to the people. Of course, in certain areas we have been able to make some explanations, but I'm glad that you've also come. You're asking about the issue of IRAs, how the IRAS system works and the level of compliance among the business community. This is a system which has been introduced by the local government. It has been around for quite some time now, but for us in Anaka Town Council, we started it, this is our second year of operating under IRAS, under the IRAS system. The IRAS system involves many things. First of all, people must learn how to use their phones very well, IT system, but above all, let me take you through how the whole system works. The system works like this, and it is meant for collection of revenues. First of all, let me define the synonym IRAS. IRAS is Integrated Revenue Administration System. It has been introduced by government to help in harnessing revenue mobilization, local revenue mobilization, and also to close down certain gaps where people take away money which is supposed to go to councils or to local authorities. So with the IRAS system, all payments are supposed to be made on the IRAS system, and as a taxpayer, you will be given a PRN. PRN is a payment registration number. This is done by our staff. Our staff generate for you the PRN, and you use that PRN to go and make your payments. These payments are either made, you can make it through your phone, that is if you are conversant with how to operate, how to navigate through the IT of your phone. And then you can also go to the banks. Apart from that, you can also go to those who operate mobile monies and so on, or internet cafes. They can help you to make this kind of payments using IRAS. So when our team generate for you a PRN, you go with this PRN. It is a number which you go and present. If you're going to the bank, you present it at the counter. If you're using your phone to make payments, there is where it will ask you to enter that number. Then after making payment, you get back the information that you have been cleared. After 2 hours, your receipt can be printed out. A certificate can be printed out for you to certify that you have already made payment for that particular charge. Now, we do not have any control in charging. The only thing we have is that when our team come to your business premise, they will use the IT which they have in their phones, installed in their phones. There is a GPS in those phones. The GPS will tell you, will tell the location where the assessment is taking place. The phone, the system in the phone will tell you the nature. Okay, you feed the nature of the business in the phone, and the phone will tell you from the location of the business using the GPS embedded in the phone, and then the nature of the business which you're going to feed into the phone, and it will give you automatic rates for what you're supposed to be charged. It is possible that two different business people are operating the same kind of business, but they're operating on different streets. For example, our street in Anaka Town Council, the Gulupakwach Road, is called a grade A street, grade 1 street. Now the streets outside that area are second grade streets. So someone who is operating mobile mobile money on the main street and someone who is operating mobile money in the next street may pay different levies, different taxes. So this is how the system operates. Now, my appeal to the people is that when our team come to give you assessments and issue you PRN, ensure that you use that PRN and you pay this money yourself, because we have had bad scenarios where our staff take money from people, but this money doesn't end up in the system where it's supposed to go. Now, this compels us to come to you as a taxpayer to demand for tax payment again, and yet you think you've already made payment to our staff. The other issue that you have also asked me to respond to is the issue of general cleanliness of Anaka Town Council. By the end of last financial year, around November last year, our tractor broke down. We have been trying to repair this tractor, and up to now, it is still with the service provider. Now, the tractor is a type which has been allocated to the town council all the way back in the year 2010. So, 15 years down the road, it was still on road. Unfortunately for us, even the suppliers who supplied those tractors are no longer available in the country. You search for them, you don't get them. So, issue of spares have become a big problem, and this has made it difficult for us to manage garbage the way we used to do. We have now been hiring tractors. Sometimes the district supports us with their vessels, which we can use for managing garbage. For instance, sometimes they give us the wheel loader, sometimes the district gives us the truck, and we're very grateful for this. But for our people, the people we use for collecting this garbage, our loaders and so on, the truck is too high for them. We need a tractor. That's why many times we resort to hiring tractors for revenue mobilization. We've been doing this, and this is what we are surviving on. This is what we are operating on right now. But it is also very expensive. This is something we need to know. It is very expensive to be hiring a tractor on a daily basis. You know how much it costs to use a tractor. Each day you use a tractor, there is a charge which you're supposed to pay. And this is not very easy for us. The other thing is, but anyway, about the cleanliness, we are trying. We have been challenged, of course, with the procedures of how we are supposed to manage the garbage, but we appeal to the residents that bear with us. The situation is not easy for us, and no one intends it to be like that. We shall collect those rubbish, and sometimes when we have capacity, we employ many more methods of clearing. So bear with us. We are going to be able to manage these areas. You also talked about town agents. Our town agents have been the ones who have been majorly engaged in revenue mobilization. But from the year 2023-2024, we noticed that there was a problem with the collection of revenues. And what we did, and at that time even IRAs was not yet introduced. IRAs was introduced a year later. But when we noticed that there was a problem, the problem was that money was being collected by some people, by some of the town agents, but the money doesn't reach our accounts. So we raised this issue in the public. We made several radio announcements, we made announcements in churches, we made announcements in public places that our people should not be given money, and that is what the law requires. The law requires that staff should not be collecting cash. Staff should not be collecting cash. Ours is to assess you. You take the assessment, you go with it where you can pay. If you can pay, at that time it was still payment in accounts in the banks. But later on also, the Ministry of Local Government stopped us from using many accounts. And some of those accounts have been closed already by now. And the introduction of IRAs is actually a replacement of the old system. Yeah, but Now, we discovered that money was not reaching us the way it was supposed to reach. So we tabled out the issue, we discussed it at length, we made our proposals of how the situation can improve. This never improved. Again, in 2024-25, we kept on talking about these issues. But the people we were suspecting, who were the town agents, were very defensive. You ask them, and they start saying you're following them up, you're following them too closely. They can even tell you that nobody is innocent, those kind of things. So eventually, we realized that we needed to get some evidences. So from the beginning, from the end of last calendar year, which ended in December, Council, we placed the proposal before our council that we need to change the way we are collecting revenues. We were even, at some point, we even wanted to use bouncers instead of using our people, because they had become completely uncontrollable. So council permitted us, and we sought ways of doing our things. We sat down with with the team of revenue. Okay, the team. First of all, one thing I want to make clear is that in the town council we are understaffed by far. We are not the number which we are supposed to be having now to be able to deliver services to the people the way we are supposed to deliver. Actually, we are just about 35% staffing level. 35%, meaning the few staff who are available are supposed to do everything in terms of service delivery. And you know that this overworks our staff. The workload becomes too much, people get tired, people become inefficient in doing things. So this is the situation under which we are operating. But we sat down with actually the treasurer. Two of us, we sat down. Then we made consultations. We said we need to change the strategy of revenue mobilization. Sometimes when we want to engage our town agents, when the treasurer needs the town agents to go for an operation, they shun the meetings. They don't join him in doing revenue mobilization. But when he's unable to be there, they go on the ground and they do collections. We knew what was going on there, but we were not able to say the magnitude of the problem at the time. So we agreed that we are going to start doing operations. The town senior treasurer goes on the ground with a team of people, and when they reach your business premise, they will ask you to produce proof of payment of your taxes, all the relevant taxes, because assessments are already in the system. So when they check in the system, for you will say you have paid. Sometimes they give you a copy of a certificate which they were issued by the persons who collected money from them. From there, we started doing verifications. I told them, when you receive any proof of payment in terms of a certificate or a receipt, subject it to our system, to the IRAs system, to confirm whether these collections are reflected on the IRAs system. So we started discovering that the certificates, many of them, actually most of them, are not in the system. So we say, if that is the case, what we are going to do is to close premises whose proof of payments are not reflected on the IRAS system. This is what started bringing out the problems with our town agents. Now, when we close your door, the person who is affected, the business person who is affected, tries to call on these numbers, the numbers of the town agents. And sometimes they fail to get them. Sometimes they respond very badly. Sometimes they deny having taken these people's monies. So we went ahead, we said close so that we start collecting details of information regarding how people have been fleeced with their monies. So we started doing this, we continued like this. Then on Monday last week, on the 28th of April, the team went on the ground to do operation, and we ended up closing a number of shops. Among them was someone who was very shrewd. I think he's an ex-service person. He's a retired captain. So he organized people around him who claimed to have paid to council staff monies for taxes, but on the system they are not reflected. So he organized some 7 people, and they went with those people to the RDC's office. They complained to the RDC that the town council is receiving monies from them for taxes, but the same town council is coming back to them to close their doors that they have not made payments. So the resident district commissioner arranged for a meeting. In that meeting, the RDC needed the town clerk, the RDC needed the office of the cow, the RDC needed the police officer, the DPC, and all the town agents, the treasurer of the town council, and the team members who have been doing that revenue mobilization operation. Now, to our dismay and the dismay of that committee, that meeting which was organized and chaired by the RDC, the town agents refused to come for the meeting. Now, one of them is the one who dared and came for that meeting. One of the 4 town agents. We have 4 town agents, each of them in charge of each of the wards. So, during the meeting, the RDC now gave opportunity for the complainants to put their cases forth before the committee that he convened. They stated their cases clearly, and they say our staff went and picked money from them, and the staff are just the town agents. Now, because the town agents were supposed to respond at that point, and they were not there, a decision was taken by the meeting that let those town agents be compelled to respond to the allegations that have been brought by the business people. Now, since then, up to now, so we don't know where they are. However, the meeting decided that me and the treasurer will go and make statements with the police to make police aware of the situation that we are in, so that it is simple, it is made easier for the police to look for these town agents, and they are brought to book. They should be able to explain and answer to the complaint of those business people who are complaining that their monies were taken. That did not stop us from continuing with our operations. We have continued to do our operations, and we are now discovering more. Actually, up to this morning, there is still another complainant who came to the office, to my office here, and is complaining that in February, one of the town agents picked money from, actually they moved the 3 of them. The 3 who have disappeared are the ones who moved together to get money from people from everywhere around this area, around the town, in all the wards. We have heard that in Bidari they have collected all the monies from business people, all the taxes they have collected, but none of them was declared in the IRAs system. Now, this time we are doing an operation within the business center. Especially today, this week, we are concentrating on the market area. My appeal to the business community now is that since we are in this situation, to avoid the problem of paying twice, because when we come to you and you cannot convince us that you have paid, and the only way you can convince us that you have paid is for us to check your proof of payment and verify from the system, from the IRAS system, that you appear on the system. So if you don't have that, we are advising you to come to us, and we ask you a few questions, we register your case, so that we know who you are, who took money from you, in case that is the situation, and then the kind of proof of payment that you were issued. You should also be able to tell us who picked that money, that kind of money, from you, so that we can find a way of helping you. Otherwise, the situation is terrible. It is not nice. So this is what I can tell you about our town agent, which people have been hearing the rumors about. Council has also made some resolutions about them. Council is saying, let the town agents return all the town council property which is with them. If they have decided to be on the run, they want all the town council property to be brought back. The all government property with the town agents should be brought back to the office of the town clerk. These are things like the computers, things like the laptops. Whoever has them should be able to bring them back. Then the phones that they were given for the purpose of their jobs should be brought back. Then iPads which they were given should also be brought back. If they have whatever is in their docket, should be returned to the town council in this period that they are running away, because those are property that belong to the town council, so they should be within the town council. They were given to keep them if there was trust that they were going to use them properly. But in this circumstance, the council has demanded that they should be brought back. Council also suggests, it made a resolution that when these town agents come back, there should be a change, because some of them have stayed in this council since inception of the town council, meaning since 2010, when the town started. There are staff who have been here from that time up to today, and they have never moved anywhere. It is also our belief that these are the categories of staff who have spoiled the rest. So this is the decision of council. They want them changed. Council is interested to have some new faces coming into the town council, so that they see if it is possible for them to start new life. These are the areas that you raised. In case of anything, council has also decided that we get the business community and start talking to them, explaining to them how they should be handling taxation issues, licensing issues. But above all, they should stop giving money to individuals' hands. Pay your money to the system that has been arranged for by government. This is the only way you can be sure that your money has gone to the correct place, to the right place. Otherwise, giving money to somebody's hands, first of all, you cannot trust that your money is going to reach. Secondly, if your money doesn't reach and the time for operation comes, you're still going to be demanded to pay the same amount of money. The other thing is, the IRAs system has fixed all the rates which taxpayers are supposed to pay. So if it tells you that you're supposed to pay 200,000, don't accept someone coming to tell you that you can pay 50,000 or 100,000 and then you forfeit the rest. Even in that situation, when our operations reach you, you have to still pay, and you will pay the full amount. So you will see that you will have paid the full amount of 200,000 plus that small fee, the small amount which someone unilaterally decided to tell you that they're reducing what you're supposed to pay. You will find that you have paid much more than what you were supposed to be paid. So the only trusted place where you can put your money as a tax you're supposed to pay is on the IRA system. Now, in case you are such a business person who cannot manipulate the phone to make this kind of payments, walk to the bank or get someone you know, probably a relative, a close friend, who can use your phone to make these payments, or they can use their own to help you to make this kind of payments. Because the PRN which they give you, the payment registration number which they give you, cannot be used by any other person. Until it expires, it cannot be used by any other person. And if it expires, a new PRN will have to be created for you for that particular payment you're supposed to make. So this is all I can say. But we are going to continue sensitizing the population, because it is as if very many of them have been fleeced of their money, and this is not what we intend to do. We are here to deliver services to the people. We are not here to pick money from them and fail to account for those kind of monies.